Alan Ladd was born Alan Walbridge Ladd on September 3, 1913, in Hot Springs, Arkansas. His childhood was marked by hardship. His father died when he was only 4, and his mother struggled to support them. Seeking a better life, they moved to California, where Ladd grew up during the Great Depression. Those early struggles taught him perseverance and humility, traits that would later define both his screen persona and his real-life battles. Before fame, he worked odd jobs, excelled in athletics, and even dreamed of Olympic competition, before an injury shifted his path toward acting. Hollywood was not welcoming to a man of his stature, standing just 5'6", but Ladd's deep voice, piercing blue eyes, and quiet intensity soon made him one of cinema's most magnetic figures. His breakout role in the 1942 film This Gun for Hire transformed him into an overnight sensation. As the brooding hitman Raven, he projected both toughness and vulnerability, a combination that captivated audiences and helped shape the film noir era. His partnership with Veronica Lake in classics like The Glass Key and The Blue Dahlia became legendary, and by the 1950s, Ladd was one of Paramount's most valuable stars. His portrayal of the mysterious gunslinger in Shane, 1953, sealed his legacy. His stoic, noble performance in the film's haunting finale remains one of the most iconic moments in American cinema. Yet behind the fame, Ladd's life was far from glamorous. His personal struggles mirrored the quiet pain of many Hollywood stars. His first marriage ended amid financial hardship, but his second, with actress and talent agent Sue Carroll, was a true partnership. Sue believed in him before the world did. She became his agent, his wife, and his protector, carefully shaping his image and guiding his career. Together, they raised 3 children and weathered the storms of fame. But Hollywood, as Ladd himself once said, came at a price. You don't own your life anymore. They own your image, your words, your future, and sometimes even your soul. Those words would prove eerily prophetic in the years that followed. As the studio system tightened its grip on its stars, rumors began to swirl about the darker side of fame. One theory whispered among Hollywood insiders was that Alan Ladd's reputation was deliberately tarnished to protect another rising star, Rory Calhoun. Calhoun, tall, handsome, and charismatic, was being groomed as Hollywood's next big Western hero, but his past was far from spotless. Before his acting career, he had served time in federal prison for auto theft and armed robbery. If the public had discovered those details during his early years, his career would have ended instantly. The studios, desperate to maintain Calhoun's clean image, reportedly redirected negative attention toward other actors whenever Calhoun's past threatened to resurface. And Alan Ladd, with his growing independence and vulnerability, became an easy target. By the late 1940s, as Calhoun's career ascended, Ladd's name started appearing in the press, linked to rumors of instability and declining health. I started noticing, Ladd once said, that every time a bad story broke about another actor, somehow my name ended up in the same sentence. Whether coincidence or manipulation, it marked the slow erosion of his once spotless image. Some believed studio executives found Ladd too costly, too self-reliant, while Calhoun was seen as more controllable. In an industry built on illusion, such sacrifices were common. Publicists could spin stories, bury scandals, or create them from thin air, all to protect the marketability of their chosen stars. The emotional toll on Ladd was devastating. Once the symbol of stoic heroism, he became increasingly withdrawn and depressed. He struggled with insomnia, chronic pain, and growing dependence on alcohol and prescription drugs. Meanwhile, Calhoun's criminal past eventually surfaced years later, but by then, his fame was stable enough to survive it. Unlike Ladd's, those close to Alan believed he knew, deep down, that he had been used as a scapegoat. "Maybe I was a distraction," he reportedly said near the end of his life. But I guess that's the business, isn't it? In January 1964, Alan Ladd retreated to his Palm Springs home, hoping for peace. Years of physical pain and emotional exhaustion had left him fragile. On the morning of January 29th, he was found motionless in his bed. He was just 50 years old. The coroner ruled his death accidental, a result of alcohol combined with barbiturates and tranquilizers, but many saw it as the tragic end of a man worn down by Hollywood's relentless demands. Alan Ladd's death was not only the loss of a brilliant actor, it was a symbol of an industry that too often consumed the very souls it celebrated. And if the whispers are true, he may have been the ultimate sacrifice to preserve another man's spotless image.